as before.
Same as before. Same as it's always been. It's been a long time.
I'm a bit
Shouldn't,
laggy.
shouldn't have left you. You don't look like it to me.
All right, sweet. Right, welcome. Guess
Why
who's
would
back?
why are we dressed the same?
I
It's a
don't
bit
know.
weird. It's a bit weird.
I don't know.
That
Right,
weren't meant to happen.
let me start. Let me start. Let me start.
Go
Right.
then.
Hello and welcome. We're back. Jamie's back. I'm back. We took a hiatus. Things got on top. We had to take a break, but now we're back to well moan about the industry. I suppose. I don't know. Have
Hang
our
on.
little chit chats.
My computer was asking me if this is a good time to install the latest Windows update. It is
Probably
not.
not, mate.
No, not the best. Like, could it said the past fucking 3 months to enter it?
Well, you know. However, we're back. Jamie's back, and yeah, do we want to dive into that a little bit? Just
We
give
better,
people an
don't we?
update.
We're not. I'm not back. We're not. One. We're both not back, are we? Because we're not. It's not going to be like it was because it's too much for a start.
Can't
I
be like it
suppose
was.
it was. Yeah. We'll get around to everything. It can't be every Sunday night anymore because it's just too much. It's too onerous on us families and stuff like that. So that's not happening. But although you will be watching this, if you're watching this now, this will be Sunday night at about 3 minutes past 7 because this is when it's going out with a chat. We think. So
Yes.
this is a premiere. So you'll be able to watch this and interact in the chat. That's what we decided to do. So we'll pre-record and put it out as a premiere, so you can still be in the chat with your chatmong friends. But we are not here live. We are. This is well. This
Doesn't mean
Friday.
to say we're not going to do it live. At some
No,
point, we will, and it might not be on a Sunday. We're gonna like the. It's not going to be as consistently.
consistent.
Yeah, it's not going to be as rigid as it was before.
It was too rigid. We backed ourselves into a right corner with Sunday nights. Sunday nights were very popular. They were good. We enjoyed doing them, but there's only so far you can go
Well,
when you're
and then
giving up
plus,
half your Sunday, basically a quarter of your Sunday, if not more.
well, it's all right if everything's going well in life,
Mm.
but if it's not, you got to cut away the fat a little bit. No.
Well, there's that. There is that definitely, and there's the fact that like every Sunday night or every Sunday, like, do you want to go to a barbecue? I can't because I can't have a drink. Or do you want to do this tonight for dinner? I can't because I've got to go to the podcast. Or, Daddy, can you do this for me? Like, I can't. I've got to go out in a minute because I record in my office. And it takes me basically my round trip to do this is 2 hours, then half an hour, 45 minutes when I get back home. It was. It's just getting a lot of time, basically,
Should we stop
because
moaning about how hard our
I'm not.
lives are?
Yeah, I don't want to fucking. Yeah, no, I don't want to sound like I'm a fucking chatcase. But basically, what it is it, it's nothing's enjoyable when it becomes a pain in the arse, is it? There's a
No.
scale. There's a scale of stuff. It's like if your business is making you sad all the time, go and get a job. If your job's making you sad all the time, go and do whatever. But like the scales were tipping in one way, and plus
Yeah.
other stuff which we're getting to. But just generally giving up half of your Sunday to do a podcast when it's like a not professional thing is a lot of effort, basically.
It was. However, there's some other bits and pieces. My life was going down the pan in terms
Mm.
of business and just everything was going wrong. And I just had to cut it out. I had to cut out something. I had to cut out more than one thing and just focus on life. Obviously, once all my tools got stolen, that was a big blow. And you know, it is what it is. But we're back now.
But we've been arguing. We fell out and we did fall out. Well, not fell out, but we had a fallout basically as well.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah.
Stuff was bubbling for a while. Then stuff went off. Main thing is, if there's any money owed to anyone, they've been spoken to. If there's any merch owed to anyone, it's going to get dealt with. That's the be
Yes.
end all
So
of
that's a
it.
big thing. Is the merch. We wanted to. I have not been in a position to sort out everyone's merch.
Mm.
However, we are now in a position where we can start getting everything straightened out. So everyone will be made whole in the next couple of months. It is what it
Hmm.
is. But you know, these things happen, and
I've got the purse strings now. There's no Sam's not having any money. I'm gonna screw everyone away. That's the crack, right? And it's but we've been there, we've done it, we fell out, we've had a bit of hoo-ha. Unfortunately, uh, no one is doing what we was doing. Is the fact in it? No one's out there. I've seen some right shit hours me going off. You know what I mean? Like no one's saying, "Oh, they're cunts." I was like, "Oh,
yeah.
that's
But
our job.
for
That's our
me,
job."
I disconnected from everything to do with the industry.
Yeah,
Completely disconnected. I haven't watched one video. I haven't even been on Instagram or anything. I'm completely disconnected because I got quite down about everything. So I
I
was
think
quite down about like
we're both a bit there in one way or another. Like
no, but my
I felt like we backed ourselves to the corner so nights I couldn't come away from it. And then obviously when we started fucking screaming at each other, but it just is
no,
what
but
it's.
for me, the reason so I got quite disenfranchised when I got screwed over, and then
Mm,
when my tools got stolen, then my scrap got stolen, and I was just like, I am so done with the industry. I tried to carry on, but I wasn't enjoying talking about it. I was quite resentful. I was quite resentful of everything to do with it. And the last thing I wanted to do was a podcast where I've got to try and be positive and happy and produce a good podcast. I couldn't do it anymore. So I was just like, I've got to come away from it.
no,
Even Instagram, I didn't go on Instagram, didn't even look on Instagram on like other electricians or anything. I've been disconnected from the industry for however long we've not been doing it. I
I
just
think
couldn't do
anything.
it.
If you like anything though, if you aren't, you're really into fucking driving remote control cars. You love it. You think it's the best thing since sliced bread. If you won the lottery and bought 50 remote control cars and spent every single day playing them, after about a week, you'd hate them. You'd never want to do it again. And that's where I felt like we got, if I'm honest.
Yeah,
Along with other things, but I think like there's other people putting out 1 hour podcasts on. Well, no, like the only competitive we got, not competitors, but the only people doing like what we do is eFix. They put out one every 2 weeks, which was we're putting out double that. And there's me and you, or there was me and you, and they've got a whole team, and it just weren't sustainable. But it was enveloping my but enveloping my life. That's a bit fucking strong, but it was taking up a whole lot of time, and
it
it
was
was
taking
not
up a lot of
enjoyable.
time, and it was quite, and we got quite involved in it, didn't we? Like we was like proper on it all the time, talking 2 3 hours a
Yeah,
week,
it's
and it
not
was
good
just
for
too
you.
much.
Nothing in large amounts is good for you, is it, Sam?
No.
Nothing, nothing in large amounts is good for you. But even like, yeah, I don't know. I think we've fucking done it, anyways. That's it. We're back.
Yeah, man.
Everyone's getting screwed away. We're back.
But
We will do a
I'm
live.
actually
We might do a live. We might do this has been recorded on Friday. We might record one Monday morning. We might record two. We might do other. We couldn't even get guests on the Sunday night in the end. No one wants to come on Sunday night to come and talk to us twats. Whereas in the week, people might. Well, except for Mark Allison, because he loves giving him to talk to anyone. But it's hard to get people on Sunday night in this new format where this goes out on a night, which at the minute is Sunday. We might be able to get guests on the week, and you can start the chat. That's the middle ground we've come to, basically.
yeah, and also it's like I'm actually now quite excited to be back. Do you know what I
I'm
mean? Like,
back because honestly, I can't see anyone doing what no one else has replaced us. It's not. It's no good.
do you know what though? It's
There's
not
no one
even
out there
that for
going, "Oh,
me.
that's a bit wank, isn't it?" Like I know we're always negative, but like no newspaper makes money out of telling you about all the good things, do they, that the industry does. What mainly we want to talk about is what affects Sparkies and their pay packets, basically. And no
Well,
one's doing
talking
it.
about that, do you know what's funny? So obviously with the business
Elephants.
and all that sort of stuff going down the pan. Well, it's not gone down the pan. It's just not sustainable for me to only have my business. I just things went awry, and I couldn't. I just haven't got enough work to support my family. So I went and done some subbing up in Luton. That was okay.
Luton, sorry, Luton, sorry,
It
Luton.
was okay. But again, it weren't enough dough for staying away.
Didn't
And
you just
then
go up
now
there
I'm,
so you could? Didn't you say you just went up there so you could hopefully bump into Andrew Tate? It's his
I
hometown,
would
isn't
love that. You know, I'm a fan.
it?
But he's in Romania, mate.
Yeah,
However,
getting nicked. Good.
however, um, no. So I've done that, and then now I'm working. I had to go back to the agency. Can you believe that? There was nothing bubbling up. My work at Luton had come to an end. I spent a week just chilling out after Luton. I was like, yeah, let me
You
chill
need a
out.
week after Luke to have a wash. I need to scrub myself for seven
My
straight
missus used
days.
to make me stand in the garden and hose me down before I had a shower.
Like
No,
passport control.
but then no, and so I just jumped on the agency. I was looking on Indeed to see what was going off out there, and it's only round the corner, about half hour from me. Boom, took that. Honestly, I'm absolutely loving it. Wicked company I'm working for. And mate, the money's good, really
They
good.
weren't. You was all fucking ruling out inches there, weren't you? You went very hard on like only work for yourself, which was an error, I think, on your part.
Maybe,
You
maybe.
can't
I
you
don't think
can't
you're right.
rule anything out. Like I don't work weekends, right? I want to spend the time with my kids to go to places, yeah. But I don't say I don't. I just said it, didn't I? I don't like working weekends, but I don't rule it out because if someone offers me silly money, I can have a week off, and it's summer, then I'll do that. But I don't like. You know what I mean? Got preferences. Don't really want to work weekends. Don't really want to be away. But if the money's there, I will. But you sort of like you hardcore. You was on here ruling out working for agencies like they
I
were
ruled out
owned by
working
Jimmy
subbing.
Savile.
I ruled out,
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah, totally, didn't you? And it was that was
yeah.
an error.
But I think honestly, that was an error. Like to create a domestic reactive business is very difficult.
Well, how many sparks are near you?
Well, this is the thing. I was like, where's all these phone calls gone? I was getting like 2 or 3 phone calls a day at one point. Then I look online, like just check my Google page and all that. I'm like, there's 45 local electricians now.
That's fucking nuts. That is then lot that in
45,
what's the radius just for context for people?
like a
Margate. What's right? How big's
15
Margate?
mile radius, like boom,
So within if you stand in Margate city centre and go 50 miles, you're out of
maybe
Margate, aren't
maybe
you?
20 miles. There's
But also,
45.
and what I was saying, 45 is a lot of sparking. Imagine I live in a town of 10,000. I think it's about 5 sparks, but I don't get involved in that local scrum. But I was just saying, the thing I've got is I'm just outside Nottingham, between Nottingham and Newark. My postcode is not really. I can work 360. I can go 2 hours down the A1 and be in about Flitwick. I go 2 hours up north and be in like Leeds, York. Whereas you, if you go 2 hours to the east, you're in a fucking sea. You'll be on an oil rig. Like if anyone looks at Margate on a map, if we was going to edit this, which we're not because we haven't got graphics anymore because it's too much effort. If you look at Margate, if you go north, south, or east, you end up in the fucking sea. Sam's got an angle of travel he can go at, which is about 40 degrees, which does limit you though, doesn't it? I know it
It
sounds, I know
does.
it's
It
a
does.
joke, but
It
like I
does.
can go from the bullseye of the dartboard, I can go everywhere, all the way to the trebles. Yeah, 2 hours to the trebles. Yeah, all you can do is go in fucking 19 and 7. That is it. Like, you fucking got nowhere to go, have you?
Do
Unless you go.
you know what? I never thought of it
It's
like that.
weird. No, neither did I. I come up there and I thought, pretty good concept actually. I like that. So yeah, if you're on the coast, if you're in Skegness, you've got 180 degrees of travel, but you're on some fucking fucked up peninsula. Like,
Well, it's actually called the Isle of Thanet because
yeah,
it used to be separated by a river called the River Wonsum.
the only person. So the only person that's got a worse job than you is anyone that lives on the island. Is anyone know Port? Is it Ports? Not Portsmouth. Oh, just off Weymouth is a peninsula. It's got a town it called Southwell, which ironically is the same town as where I live. Don't come around my house. If you live in Southwell in Dorset, you can only go like north, like in like that much because it's just there's nothing there. So that's the only person I know that's got less work around them than you because most of it's the sea.
Joe, I never thought of that, you know.
Well, it
But
does limit, doesn't it? Genuinely, because like you've got the square miles you can get to in 2 hours in an
it's limited,
hour.
yeah.
Yeah, it's literally fucking I don't know 70% less.
Well, and not just that. So in Kent, it's a lot of like pocket towns. So
Yeah.
it's not like living in a city where it's constantly housing. Like I might have
Or
two
just
or three
anything.
miles
Doesn't
of
matter, does it?
I might have 2 or 3 miles of farmers' fields.
Same if you like. I imagine like if you live in Buxton in the Peak District, Buxton's like I don't know 25,000 town, very popular with tourists. Means at the weekend you can't move because it's full of fucking tourists going for a walk, and in the week you can work in Buxton, be 20 minutes from anywhere. But then to get to all the little odds and sods, you're just trundling down little lanes. So again, you've got 360, but you've actually got not much real estate to go to, have you?
That's a real point. Like geographical limitations. Is that what
Ooh.
we're going to call it?
I guess it isn't it? Like if you work in the Lake District, if you're a spark of a Lake District in the middle of the Lake District, you've got no one. There's like 3 people live within
Yeah,
100 miles here, and one of
yeah,
them's
you got.
Sellafield. And you do get
I-
Cumbria intake. Cumbria, loads of people work at Sellafield because they want the staff, and it's just a massive
yeah, but you know
employer.
what? There are people down there clearing up though. Like, but I suppose they're established, aren't they? They've been here 25 years.
Oh, if you're a local electrician for the whole of the Lake District, there's probably I wonder how many sparkers in the Lake District that actually spark locally. I bet it's about 5.
I bet it's less. I bet it's less. That consistently.
Buxton, right? I'll take Buxton. I'm going to look at that. I'll look at Buxton, for example, because it's not a very big place. Although, to be fair, you still need a few sparkers, don't you?
But you know
Depends how much
what?
house
Down
stuff
here,
gets done.
there's a hell of a lot of new builds going on and stuff like that. And out of principle, and I know I shouldn't think like this, but I don't want them to build any more houses down here. So I don't want to be a part of it.
Well, they're going to build
Winds
loads
me
of houses
up.
on floodplains now, aren't they?
What, here? No, not really.
No, they are, aren't they? That's what they said. They're going to build loads of houses on floodplains to get the
Oh,
money
are they?
to get the 1.5 million houses they're going to build.
Brilliant. Well done. The
Obviously, using loads of people who've paid for their own apprenticeship and aren't very skilled to build it. But that's another story for another podcast, I'm guessing.
So I've got something I want to talk about, right? And it sort of struck me this week. So if you work on an agency, you have the company that you work for, GNS in this case. Then you have the agency, and then there's a layer of separation called a payment company
Yeah, like the
or
umbrellas.
payroll company.
Yeah.
And so this particular one is called Exchequer,
Yeah,
and they charge £25 to process your money.
Is that a
Now,
flat rate?
well, what they say is, oh, but you get all your insurances with it. I'm like, well, I don't want all that. And so when they say to you, oh well, if you send over your liability insurance, we'll take off £4. I'm like, but it's still £21 to transfer me money.
I don't
I
know.
felt like, but when
this.
these payroll companies first came about,
Yeah,
like, because what happened was back in the day, the payroll companies used to offshore your money. That's where they started. So you could get paid for a payroll company and they would offshore your money. You'd pay like 4% tax.
yeah.
Then the government got wise to that and they was like, stop that. So you could be CIS and offshore your money and you get most of your money. Then the government stopped that and and then the payroll companies done split into two things: umbrella and
Yeah,
and CIS
yeah.
essentially. So umbrella is PAYE. So it's kind of like
They're all PAY, aren't they? They're all PAY at the end of the day, which annoys me because
no, they're not. So CIS is still self-employed, but the umbrella is PAYE, but you have to pay your national insurance contributions and your employer's national insurance contributions out your wage. So you end up paying,
fake employer.
yeah. So you end up paying your own national insurance and your employer's national insurance. So you pay double bubble national insurance, and then you pay £25 on top to get paid, or you do CIS and you get paid. You get your 20% deductions, but you have to pay the 25% as well.
I've got a bit of experience. Oh, sorry.
The you pay the £25 as well. Sorry, not the 25%. And I'm just like, when they first started, they were £7. The payroll company was £7.
Everyone wants something for nothing. I've got a fair bit of experience with this. I'll give you my situation, which is I'm not. I can't vouch for what you're saying because I don't do. I've refused to work for agencies on the tools. Yeah, employ me direct, don't employ me at all. I've got a limited company. That payroll company's a limited company, so am I. Just pay me. I'm a genuine company. Anyhow, in education, a lot of the people in FE, further education, use schools and colleges and that. They don't like scumbag tradesmen coming in and getting more money than them. Also, they don't want to be fake self-employed, they call it. I do 10 weeks training a year, then I do 10 weeks on the tools, yeah. I've got a genuine limited company. Even Thea thinks so, what they called. Even HMRC think I've got a genuine limited company, yeah. So I saw someone rang me about a job doing mechatronics. If anyone don't know what that is, it's the kind of engineered beef you looked after an Amazon warehouse, electrical and mechanical machinery and conveyors and stuff. And then we're looking for a mechatronics teacher with industry experience, blah blah blah. Anyway, it's me. So I was like, yeah, Sam, I'll be up for that. Now, what I will do with this game is I will sometimes get an agency to place me and do a couple of weeks PAYE to get my foot in the door, so I can try and then go. Oh, by the way, I teach this all the time. I won't ever shut the agency, but when I've gone, someone rings me separately. That's fine. So this college, quite local to me, 2 days a week they want someone for. So you need to find someone that's highly skilled in mechatronics, electrical and mechanical engineering, who will be willing to work 2 days a week and he's got industry experience, right? There's not many people like that about. So I goes, yeah, I'll do it. Yeah, sound. So they want to put me on an umbrella company. And I was like, this ain't going to work. But I'll
No.
go through the process. So the umbrella company goes, oh, yeah, yeah. You'll basically work for us. It's PAY. I was like, yeah, sound. So I get more details. I goes, will you be sending me some boots? I'm like, what? I goes, I need some boots, some safety boots for the workshop. And they're like, oh, we won't provide that. I was like, oh, okay. Because oh, well, also, I'm guessing I'll need a laptop for the what do you call it, for the slides and the teaching stuff. They went, we won't give you a laptop. I was like, oh, I goes, you're going to give him a bus fare? And he goes, can't you drive? I went, well, I can, but my laptop, my boots, and my van all belong to my limited company. But you're only employing me, so all you get is me. You literally get me and I'll wear clothes. And they're like, what? You what? I goes, none of those assets are yours. You're my employer. You need to provide me with my IT equipment, my safety gear. You need to provide me with the IT equipment, but providing me with safety gear is the actual law. So you're going to send me some boots? You're like, no, we're not sending any boots. No one else does that. It's like, you're my employer. Or are you pretending to be my employer? Because if you pretend to be my employer, I can do that for my own limited company. Anyway, the guy realised I was just mugging him off and just hung up. But that's why there's no people in FE, you see, because in private, I can do that. I can get direct with people, but in FE, you can't. So I don't want anyone, because who wants to be PAYE? I know there are people on there that are PAYE, but I don't want to be PAYE because it's a
Well,
fucking
it's
month
funny
game.
you say that because the company I'm working for is a JRB company, and they're looking for PAYE supervisors,
Right.
and I'm considering it because they're a JRB company, and that JRB rate's not bad.
You get you get about 45, 50 out of it, wouldn't you? Is it
I
less
don't
than
know.
that?
It's not bad. It's not bad. It's £1,000 a week minimum,
JIB is different. JIB, I'm not.
and
I
you get
don't.
Booper.
Yeah, the JIB is not just normal PAY then, but normal PAY you get bombed. And a lot of companies, if your JIB rates, that'll be hourly paid, and there's a lot more thing. But just general PAYE, like like my old firm. Oh
Yeah,
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 you're on a salary. No, I'm not. I'm salaried for 38 and a half hours. After that, you pay me overtime. I'm like, oh no, well we're not paying. Like, fuck off then. Like
it's a funny thing.
My old firm left them enough now. I think they're all dicks. And everyone else left as well. My old firm started saying, first half an hour in the van's free. I was like, first half an hour in whose van? And they went, our van. I went, so you think I'm going to put your van outside my house and get in it and give you half an hour free travelling, do you? Are you fucking on drugs? You crackheads. Like, so if I ever crash in the first half an hour, am I at work or not? Like, it's like, I was going, why'd you crash? I weren't looking where I was going. Why are we looking where you're going? Well, I weren't actually at work, funnily enough, for the first half an hour. And they start bringing the rules like, if you work in an office, that's choose your trade, yeah. You drive to work in your own car, you incorporate that in. But if you've got some fucking company's van sat outside your house, they won't pay for the first half an hour. One, it's not allowed, it's illegal. Because
But
who's
also,
insuring me? Who's insuring me on in my own personal time?
if it's for free, you could just sit there for half an hour, couldn't you?
Well, imagine what some lads do, but they brought it in. I was like, that's all right if people are driving their own cars to the office, but no one's going to get, as soon as I get in that van outside my house, that's me on the clock. I'm driving for that business. Like, it's not me going to, for somebody come to me in my house in my kitchen, I went, oh, yeah, first half an hour's free, mate. They're like, you what? I'm like, first half an hour's free, isn't it? Honestly, I didn't stop there long enough for that to get brought in, but if I had done, I'd have had some real fun with that. I actually thought about it the other week, so I was about to, and I was like, I'm a little bit disappointed I left. I didn't wait till that came in so I could just take the piss. Like, absolutely take the
Yeah.
piss out of that rule. I don't know how I would have done it, but I come up with something.
Do you know what though? I'm like, I feel like I'm going in circles because now I'm considering going back on PAYE. And
But
last
why
year
do
I
you
was so
care? Why? What does it matter? I thought the whole idea was to like earn money.
well. This is the thing. I don't know. To be honest with you, I'm just quite happy as I am now,
Mm,
just plodding along and trying to find my feet again. Because after the turmoil of the last 6 months, and it's been
mm.
so up and down. We've nearly lost our house, all that sort of stuff. It's been absolutely crazy.
Work-wise, I've had people going, it's been quiet, it's been busy, it's dead, it's not dead. There's no real like rhyme or reason to it. There's
There
a
isn't.
there's a little body shop near me, and just down the road here, and the offices, and they do wheels as well. They'll like re-powder coat and spray
Yeah,
wheels.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
they've got an oven next door, a few doors down from me, with a baker and stuff. And I was like, I guess the guy goes, where's the guy that's normally here? He's like, oh, he's not here much. was like, I ain't seen for weeks. Like, yeah, no one's having the wheels done. Like, because you know why no one's having the wheels done, don't you? Because no one could afford to have the wheels done, or it's not like a priority. So that tells me it's a bit slow. But
Well,
electric wise, I've had people saying, I've had a lot of people say it suddenly got busy in the last 2 weeks. Other people saying it's dead. Just don't really know where the old economical thing is at the minute, to be honest.
people leave some comments in the comment section about whether it's busy or not, because it'd be really good to get some feedback from the listeners.
Mm.
Just let us know if it's busy for you, if it's not busy, because actually my business is not busy at all. I've had
People
like
are still
one.
worried, aren't they? People are personally worried about the financial situation because that whole PAYE thing that come in April, which is like obviously end of April, it's like 9 days old. That people are oh the world ain't ended because they put PAYE up like national insurance that up. It's like, well, yeah, but it won't do for 3 months. But you will start seeing firms let people go because that is a massive increase. And I also saw some comments on someone online saying like people, right? People cannot afford to take on first year apprentices. That's companies and individuals. Small to big companies cannot afford to take a first year apprentice yet. It costs them more money. That means there'll be a massive drop in the amount of apprentices for everyone. That means in 5 years' time, I'll be on more money because I'll be a subs trade and we won't have any new people in the trade. That's what we call build out. You know what I mean? It's a vicious circle. The government need to sort of
See,
lives
here's
that.
the thing, right? We don't ever talk about politics on this podcast,
We're going to have to from now on because it's such a shit storm, isn't it?
but things have got so bad, like politically and economy wise. I don't understand
I'm
how we
not
are in
blaming
this
just the current
situation.
government either. I'm like, it's an ongoing long thing, but
Oh, mate, yeah, you can't like, yeah, I'm not a fan, but I'm not a
the
fan of the
chancellor's
last.
mental. The
I'm not a
chancellor's
fan of the
mental.
last 30 years of it.
No, 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 neither me. Like I remember in the 2000s, we could build stuff like, all right, we're still a bit shitty then, but the problem is if you don't build big infrastructure, you don't get good at it. It's like the Millennium Dome got done by the Millennium, but then we haven't built a railway for like 100 years, have we? A mainline rail for 100 years. That's why we crap at it. That's why
What
HS2 is
about
such a shit.
HS2?
HS1, to be fair. Do you want me to be boring
Listen,
and say Great
I've
Central
got a
Railway
question for
1900?
you, right? I need to know, right? This has really wound me up last couple of days. You know the picture I sent you earlier on?
What, that one with the bloke with his knob out? That
That
one.
was me. Look, just for the viewers at
Oh
home,
yeah, 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 yeah.
right?
That's good. There's a
Why?
good shot on that now. That's got a good shot.
Right. I need to understand why that's a thing. And for the listeners, if you imagine there's a bit of trunking, and then you got 8 armors made off into the trunking, banjoed, and then from the banjo, they've connected a fly lead between all the banjos and then back up to the board. I don't understand who thought that that was what you need to do. Like, why do you need to add those fly leads to make it a better earth connection?
Because the
Like,
trunk, well, back in the day, the trunking and conduit was the earth. You wouldn't have any earth cables.
dude, that's what I'm saying. Why? Like, is there that much of a difference?
Yeah, I mean, when I first got to trade, it was very common in the Queen's Med to see
And this
trunking.
is a typical
No,
dumb Sam question,
yeah,
by
yeah.
the
When
way.
I started the trade in 1999, going to Queen's Medical Centre, huge trunkings like suitcase-sized trunkings, not a single earth cable in there, because the trunking was the earth, and it was bolted together with proper bolts, proper straps, and it was decent metal. Nah, trunking's made out of shit metal. They don't use the earth straps. The bolts are crap. You won't get the earth you needed, so they put an earth cable, don't they? So now, like, that, don't get me wrong, that trunk is probably earth, but just in case it's not, you put a fly up to each one, don't you? Just belt and braces, as they call it.
Yeah, but they
Get the
joined them
numbers
all
down.
together.
Well, they're just bonded then. It's just supplementary bonding, isn't it?
Yeah, but I don't
Effectively.
understand why. Like, if it's all connected by metal anyway, why
Yeah.
on earth? Why on earth do you need to
Ah,
then connect it all together with copper? Like, I can't imagine the connectivity, like the electrical coefficient is any better because
I would
you've added them
personally,
fly leads.
if I was putting 10 armors to 10 motors, I would just run a fly lead to each banjo individually and pretend that it's associated with that particular armored.
But why?
Because some knobhead will come along and go, oh, that's not good enough. I would
Yeah, I know,
rely
but this
on.
is what I'm saying. What is the what? So they're not using the SWA as an earth.
No,
either.
because no one does nowadays. That again died out in the late '90s.
You'd be surprised, bro. You'd be surprised. I'm always like, why wouldn't you just pay for the extra core? Like, how are you that
Oh
tight?
no, I'll do a fucking electrical anyway. Right, copper's expensive though, but like numbers in it, because in the end of the day, if it gets tested, you get some knobhead who's been on a 2391 and passed it at some shit ass training centre to come and tell you that's wrong if you don't bond all those up. So normally I used to bond them up. Also, I used to do contracting work by the hour, materials provided. I just put fucking 10 arms, I put 10 fly leads down. Then in the board I get an earth cable for each cable. But I agree, if that trunky was properly bonded to the board, that is the earth. Because it's not the functional earth. If it's earth to the cable, it's just supplementary bonded, isn't it? Or
Yeah,
whatever you
but
want to call it.
this is what I'm
Someone was
saying.
saying,
Like,
somebody in the chat going, it's not actually supplementary bonded. I think you'll find it. I can't give a fuck. No, I can't give a shit.
no, I don't. But what I want is someone to give me a clear, concise answer. Leave it in the note in the comment section. Why you need to do that? Like,
It's
why you
this,
need to connect all the banjos together?
you
And
don't.
I
But that,
personally don't think you do. But I'm not
someone's
technical enough to know.
design specification, as you'll know, you've got some jobs, there's a real weird specification that says, I don't know, you've got to cover everything in jam or something like that. So someone might say in the spec, every armoured has its own fly lead. Because then the good thing is if you go to a job and there's already 10 armours there and you put one cable in, you put a fly lead down. Then if
Why has it crashed? Jamie's just crashed.
specifications are absolutely bonkers, like ridiculous. My connection's unstable. God damn it.
Wow.
I'm
But
back.
listen, I just don't understand why you need to do that. It's really annoyed me. And a lot of this stuff I feel is like propagated by like people at the NIC. Do you know what I mean? Like, when the inspectors come in and go, oh, you haven't doubled over that connection. It's like, so what?
I've I've
So
heard some
fucking
horror
what?
stories. I've heard some horror stories about people at the NIC. I'm not gonna say, oh, it's just other people. No, it's NIC. Like inspectors coming out. Don't get me wrong. I'm sure they've got some good inspectors, but it sounds to me like they've got a couple of holes. Because I know I'm not gonna name the person because I'm not gonna name the person because it would then name the inspector. But someone who's known.
Oh, you're in. How is your? We're so out of practice. Your internet is so bad. Jamie's
But
frozen.
oh, I'm back. I'm back.
Your internet's really bad.
I know because I forgot to put the fucking 5G Wi-Fi on before I started. Never
Was
mind.
what a
But
spaz.
it might record in mine, I don't know. But I will do that in future. It's been a long time. I'm a bit out of practice. Let me make it out of that. My
Yeah, but
internet is borrowed from the charity next door.
do you think that the you've just admitted to a crime?
What?
That's called, what was it? It used to be called, was it bluejacking?
Oh no, it's an agreement. They share some of my store space for the internet. It's a swap. I'm not just
But
nicking it
that
off a
used to be
charity.
called bluejacking, didn't it?
Did it? I thought that was when you hack people's Bluetooth on phones from the 90s.
Maybe. But listen, tell me the story about the NIC, because I personally think a lot of these inspectors from the NIC will come round and they will make up like this rule. And then because
Mm.
people don't have any sort of ability to critical think, and they're so scared of like the NIC inspectors, and they come out and they go, oh yeah, you've got to do this, this, and this. And it's like, oh, okay, we'll do that from now on. And then that becomes dogma. And it's
Yeah,
like,
yeah. Put good writing. I can't remember what the last one was because I've got you caught me a bit off guard. But so message because what about this is like just that's put in writing. If you do a 239, if you do an inspection test, you expect to list all the problems in writing. So if they're saying, "Oh, you've got to double over connections," get them to put it in writing and say that's what you've got to do because not a lot of them stand by it. Then question it, go, why is that? Because I do think they make up a lot of crap
I do.
to
And I'm like,
justify their
and because
existence.
people are scared that they're not going to get their NIC, because it is quite important, right? If you're building a business that
Not to
does,
me.
no, but if you're building a business that requires that like if you're doing a load of um like rentals and stuff like that, you have to have like an NIC ticket. You have to have a competent person scheme
Yeah,
ticket.
yeah, yeah. But you don't. It's just that the NIC. It's the same. The NIC, the ECA, NAPE it. Yeah. I want to be careful as we're going to NAPE it course next couple of weeks. But the general lot of them is they will lobby, won't they? They will lobby rental companies. Go, oh, you should use an electrician that's like because in our gang.
Yeah.
And I agree that, but then they should maintain a set level standard.
Oh mate, his internet's so bad. I do believe that with,
You know, it is. Oh,
oh, your internet's so bad. It's so bad.
is it terrible? Is it?
Yeah.
Oh man. Well, which is what it is now. It either goes out like this or it doesn't go out at all. But we'll get on. Like,
No, I
we've been
just
here for
think
3 months. Yeah, I don't know where I got to, but I'll just say again, they need to maintain a constant level standard across the country and stick to that. And I agree, like if they're saying we vet all our people to a certain standard, great. I ain't got a problem with what you're doing, but don't do it. So, like for example, little Bob the electrician down the road has to have a 1 day visit off the NIC inspector to check out his business where he does 50 grand a turnover a year. He's the appointed person. Then Octopus, again, we'll start mentioning Octopus, yeah? They've got one appointed person for their entire install crew of 50,000 bellends, but they're getting the same 1 day inspection. What the fuck is that all about? It should be done proportionally.
and it's not like the NIC are going to go, oh, you're not passing. It's not like they're going to give him a hard time.
If Octopus were fucking naked, covered with jam when they went to the interview, they would still pass them. That's the problem.
Of course they would.
And there are clubs like that. There's still a golf club mentality. There's still a boys club mentality, isn't there? And I'm not saying I disagree with it, but there is still that mentality in the trade. There's a lot of golf goes off. A lot of business goes off that way.
But my
the
problem
NIC are just a protection racket, as are all the others, to be fair. Nap it less, I'd say, because I'm going on a course with them in a few weeks.
Yeah, but I've always liked Nappet more because I think they've just got like a different mentality. They don't have that sort. They are the underdog.
They were. They're sort of getting a bit. They're getting there a bit now. They're going, oh, we're getting quite NIC
Yeah,
now.
but they're the underdog, aren't they? Like they are the underdog, and they've had that mentality where they're more flexible. They're not coming around setting up these fake standards that everyone then takes as like gospel, and then boom, you're now doing instead of doubling it over, you're tripling it over because a NIC inspector insists that you do that from now on. Takes off a socket and says you've only doubled it. No, you've got to triple it because I said so.
You know the one you can't argue with is the electrical contractors, the Electrical Contract Association, because you guys will go, oh, you lot just exist to look after each other, and they can just go, yes, because we're the Electrical Contractors Association and we're in an association. So if they all look after each other and give each other work at the golf club, you can't knock them for that because they call themselves the Electrical Contractors Club. So you'd expect to look after themselves. Whereas with the NIC, they call themselves, oh, we're the National Inspection Council for whatever we fucking are. Like they make themselves out to be like some government scheme, and they're not. I think the wording is a bit shit. National Inspection Council for Electrical Installation Contract. What?
Yeah, I do believe that the NIC have had the monopoly for so long that they can do whatever they want and set these fake standards that mean that people start taking them as gospel. And then you're on a building site, someone who's never done an NIC inspection or been through an NIC inspection is telling you about some reg that doesn't exist or some standard that's never existed, and you're like, wait, hold on a minute. He goes, no, but that's what NIC say. It's like, but who cares what they say?
If someone says to me that's what the NIC say, I go, well, my dad's dog's butcher says you're a cunt. You know what I mean? But I'll only
yeah, but it's like, who cares what they say? It doesn't matter.
I don't care what they say. I don't care what they say because at the end of the day, just like every single contract that is under them, they are governed by a set of regulations that are the same. So if they can't pull it out of the regs, they go, oh, we've got magical rules that make us better. So fucking what, mate? Like the regs, everyone's working to the same lowest standard. And that's all they ask you to do and perform to. So yeah, NIC bashing already.
It's a liberty.
We've literally been back 40 minutes. We're pummeling the NIC already. Fuck them.
Yeah, but who else is doing it? No one else is going to say that.
I just feel sorry for like the little contractors. And if you've had one of these incidents, tell us, privately or otherwise, where they're coming down going, I'm getting a half out of these. Or I've heard some horror stories and they should be published. They should be out there. Like, you know, he turned up and you weren't interested, then he got an extra half day out, man, all this. Like, I want to know, are Octopus getting the same inspection? Are some firm with 500 spots getting the same level of inspection? Are they there for 1 day as well? Or what? Who knows?
Well, here's the thing. Really, NIC should be sending a team to Octopus, like 100-man inspection team, and doing it by county or something.
Yeah, I mean,
breaking it down.
Yeah. What they? I mean, I'm not just being saying it because we hate them, because Greg's a dickhead, but literally we've seen pictures of bad installs with their stickers on. We had a picture on this very podcast of an outdoor fuse board fitted under a door tread, underneath the tread of a door. And when we put it up there, Octopus miraculously went around the house after he got slagged off on the internet everywhere and moved it up into a position that still weren't valid. What did the NIC do about that? Just went, oh. It had a fucking octopus sticker on it, and they just ignored it. Like, no, I thought Part M is it covers height of fuse boards and switchgear. Doesn't apply outside, apparently. Don't know. Like,
Still going on about outside fuse boards, are we, Jamie?
well, yeah, because they're fucking shit. Well, no, I was going to say shit, are there? Tell someone, do you know when some little kid dies, the NIC be like, oh, we're going to move to ban outdoor fuse boards. And they'll come up with some bollocks that everyone's been saying for fucking years. Oh, we're the council for safety. Oh, we're going to make it better. Fuck off. You've been ignoring it like that. Literally fucking Ed Burnham and Sam for the past 2 years while every decent Sparky, I hate being right all the time, yeah? I fucking hate it, as you can probably tell. All the big EV people a year ago saying Octopus is going to fucking screw you all in. No, they're not. No, they're not. No, they're not. 3 or 4 people online on YouTube that just did EV charging installs. Don't see any of them ordering doing EV charging installs anymore. Yeah, and I've had a thing in the ESK this week where someone went, oh, you're right about that, and oh, you're right about this. I heard Octopus are laying off. Like, you fucking can't compete with them. But
No,
it's
you
meant to be a
can't.
level playing field of the regs.
Well, the thing is, you can't compete with. They could potentially, and we said this before, didn't we? They could potentially take over the entire electrical industry because they can put a fuse board change. They could put just changing a light fitting over. They could put it all on tick on your account,
I still can't work
and
out.
you can't
Right?
compete against that though. If they
Still
put
can't work out if they come round your house and they fit an outdoor fuse board to your property, yeah, so they don't have to touch your main fuse board, so they don't have to inspect it to see if it's any good.
He's gone again. But my point is, they can come round and they can do any job in your house.
I haven't seen one.
You got cut off. You got cut off. They can come round and do any job in your house and then put it on your account. So you don't actually have to pay for any work going on.
Right,
Because
yeah,
it just goes on the account. So how can you, Bob the electrician, compete with that? You can't.
But how are they getting away with not checking the existing installation on the certificate as it says? It says check the existing installation, they're not, and they're cutting the mains tails. It's bonkers.
Yeah, but they only have to. They're only adding a circuit, so they don't have to
No,
do
they're not.
everything.
No, they're not. They're cutting the sub-main, aren't they? They're cutting the mains. So that means everything after that set of ending blocks they fit is their responsibility now. There's even a box on the form to tick to say you check the equipment, and they don't.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, it's fucking. You can't get an answer at the NRC if you ask them though. Like,
Are you sure you're right on that?
if you cut the mains tails and put some ending blocks in, that means everything after that ending box is yours to check. So you should at least go and take the main fuse board cover off and check the earth fault loop is still there and the voltage is still there.
Yeah, so they take a ZS or whatever, and then or ZE, whatever. I can't remember. They take that reading, make sure that's safe. They're not going to check the rest of the fuse board, are they? They're not going to do a full inspection and test on the fuse board, are they? They're not going to do that.
They should be doing something though. They should be doing something.
They should do like they should just take an earth reading for sure.
I know, they put some. There's a house facing me. They scaffolded the entire house up. I then saw the Octopus man there measuring up. He was moaning about the roof being a bit steep. 3 weeks later, scaffolding got took down. Didn't get any solar because they didn't want the job. Too much for him because they're shit, fucking shit.
That's the other thing. Like a lot of people in the solar game, unless you've been established trying to get into the solar game now, no bueno, not easy, not easy. Unless you've been doing it for unless you've got credibility. Like, so I was speaking to Libo this week, Liberato del Greco. I was speaking to him this week, and he's like, I was on a job. Well, he was quoting for a job the other day, and I'm sure he won't mind me telling this story. He said, and it was going backwards and forwards between a couple of companies that are quoting on it, and one company offered a 10-year warranty on the work.
They're just winging it, aren't they?
It's like a 10-year warranty on the work. And Libo, and then the customer come to Libo and said, "Can you match that?" And he's like, "No, I'm not giving you a 10-year warranty on my work.
10 years on the work. Well, if it don't go wrong in the first day, it won't go wrong in 10 years, will it?
No, but what I'm saying, like, you've got to service that. It's such a weird thing to want.
What does that even mean? Like, if you're going to give 10 years,
I don't really know.
Exactly, neither do they. If you're going to give 10 years, you may as well give a lifetime, ain't you?
Well, this is it. But he's like, I'm not signing that deal.
It depends. Like, I've drove past my work that's 15 years old. Some con report is still on the wall. I could have guaranteed that for 15 years, couldn't I? But what is it if it falls off the wall? I could say, well, it's not me. Like the raw plug's failed. That's not my problem. I don't fucking know. Just one
I
of
just
them.
think the whole thing is like, if you're not already established, you're going to be struggling now to break into the industry of solar.
Well, even the astonishment. I mean, who's heard of Zappy? Who's heard of Myenergi lately? They seem to be begging sparks
They've
back, don't they? We
they've
predicted
fallen off
that.
the they've fallen off the radar, haven't they?
Very proud to drag up our podcast the other week, which I'm not often proud to do, where we absolutely hammered Myenergi when they fuck sparks off. I think the program was actually called Myenergi Jump Sparks, and they've just gone. That battery they brought out, that was bigged up more than the second coming of Jesus. And it
Yes,
turned
it
out to be,
was.
and it went down like Jimmy Savile's funeral when it actually came out. It was an absolute waste of time. Fell off a cliff. No one fits them. No one's interested in them. Myenergi's products look only from the 90s. We absolutely called that. We absolutely edit on the
Yeah,
money on this
yeah.
show. Absolutely called exactly what went off. Myenergi, never heard of them, mate. You know what I mean? That's what it's like now. No one gives a shit. They've
Well, they
gone. They're
was a
dead.
premium company, weren't they? They was like the number one company. But
When
where were
I
they now?
started, when I
They
started
haven't
this
moved with the
pod,
times.
when I started this pod, they were in my opinion the best EV charger, and they had the solar diver, and they were going to bring out this battery that could do solar as well, yeah. And everything about that company hinged on that battery and that solar product being good. And then when it come out, guess what we brought out? It's a revolutionary new product that checks notes. We bought off someone else you can already buy and have been able to for 3 years, and we've just put our software in it. And
And I
everyone's
think
like, "Is
what
that
done
it?"
them was the other solar companies, like what's the other one? I've been out of it so long I can't even remember. But you know that the one that's got the all in one. What company have you got?
I've got a Chinese crap, to be honest.
No, but
All
you've
in
got
one. Oh, it's the solar agent and all that stuff. And
yeah. Well, they've got like the one that Mark always installs. I can't remember for the life
oh,
of me.
give energy.
Give Energy. They come out with an all-in-one for like 5 grand. Does everything, sings and dances, makes you a cup of tea, sends your emails, the whole lot. And then Myenergi come out with their one, and everyone's like, "Well, that's not even up to spec. That's a load of turd." And
It was
you can buy it in China for £3.
it wasn't that bad. It's just that it wasn't that bad a product. It's not that bad a product, but they bigged it up so much that when it actually
Yeah,
came out,
but
people were like,
compared to
"Oh,
Give
is that
Energy,
it?"
it is.
I don't. No, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. But when it came out, it's like you built it up. So if you just go, we're going to bring out a battery, here's our battery. But they didn't. They had a massive party. They
Yeah,
had it
but
out on shows for months. To come out, it's like,
But the
what does
thing
it
they
do?
do, the thing that they do really well is their ecosystem. Like they try to copy the Apple format of having an ecosystem that it seamlessly connects. But if the reason Apple do well with that seamlessly connecting ecosystem is because everything they do is quite good.
Mustard, yeah.
So, but if that battery doesn't compete with the Give Energy battery that's cheaper, you're almost scratching your head as to why
It
you would
weren't it,
bother.
weren't it weren't that great then because I know how can we make our not great battery and our slipping market share better? I know. Let's get us own stores and fuck off all Sparkies. Soon as every solar store got wind of that, they're like, fuck Give Energy, not fitting it anymore because they're going to take his work
Exactly.
off us. And then next thing you know, now they can't flog it, can they? Even with the stupid we'd covered on it, we covered like the payback money off the interest rates we were offering. Not been seen since.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
That
And
podcast, I watched it the other day because I was like, it popped up on my YouTube. I was like, I think I know who those people are. I put it on in the background. And I was like, I just sat there going, fucking hell, we are so on the money and listening to what actually happened. It was unreal. It's like an oracle. People should listen to us more often because literally that podcast, which will jump in numbers now, everything we say has come true. They balls down the market. They fuck Sparkies off. No one's fitting the gear. I think she's left, hasn't she? Geordie Brompton, who obviously was the kingpin of that entire. It's got bought out by some faceless money company.
I think
They,
it's
they,
some Dutch company or something.
yeah, and they just obviously she's not part of it. She's not steering anymore. You could tell she weren't steering near the end as well because she was getting aggravated when people said stuff about it. But if you sell out, don't you? But with British
Yeah,
businesses,
but
we
I
can't
don't
keep a good
listen. I don't
business.
think that's fair. I don't think she sold out. I think she done what she had to do,
I
and
don't
I
mean she sold
like
out as a
big up to her.
person. I don't mean she sold out as a person. I mean she sold her
No,
company.
but big
And
up
it
to her
got,
because she's a
yeah.
multi-millionaire now,
I agree
and
with that. But
yeah,
what said she sold her company and lost the reins. But the problem with British businesses, lots of people willing to do that. Weren't the ones sold? Remember when they sold the ARM, ARM chipsets in every Apple phone? We sold that to the Japanese. Like,
yeah.
why would we do that? What got sold recently? Oh, selling Royal Mail to some bloke from Prague, aren't we? So basically, every Royal Mail place in the next 10 years will be a block of flats and we won't have any Royal Mail. Like everything we get that's good, we sell it for a quick buck. That's why the UK's fucked.
I don't know if you can equate that to Myenergi, because at the end of the day, it's a business to be sold.
And where is it
And
now?
yeah, but listen, but that's their management. Like, fucking off the Sparkies, the people who.
I'm not on about what I'm on about is like they sold it and it didn't go anywhere. We
Yeah,
sell lots of
because,
things.
like, I think you hit the nail on the head, fucking off the Sparkies, because actually instead of like bringing Sparkies in and making them their best friend, they sort of was like, we don't really need you. We're big enough. See ya. And now the people who install it, who are Sparkies and all that, one, they could get other stuff cheaper, and two, they the stuff that's cheaper probably better, not by a big distance, but enough to sell it better.
I
And
mean,
there's no kickback, there's no nothing, so no one's trying to sell Myenergi to the customers anymore.
if
And
I
at
had
the
a
end
word
of the
to give
day,
energy, oh sorry, today. If I had a word to give energy, as soon as they made that announcement, we'd have pockets. People would go, "Hey, we're from Give Energy. Do you want to do some training with us? We do really good products or whatever solar company." And they're going, "Oh yeah, oh we will never in the next 5 years replace you with our own installers." All right, sound yeah, cheers, mate. Thanks very much. Talk
yeah,
about
it's a
announcing
no-brainer,
it.
isn't it?
The turkeys that vote for Christmas. If Sparkies clung together like that, we could bring the NIC down in 2 years.
Yeah, here's the thing though, Sparkies ain't never coming together. It's not a thing.
What about the ESK? That's where Sparkies do come together.
I don't know, I'm not in it.
It's getting big. It's like 700 members now, I think. You should be in it. You can come back in it now. No, you stop shouting at me. But yeah,
Go
it's
on then.
700 members. It's the number one space. I would imagine anyone's listening to this already in it anyway. But yeah, it's going good, that is. Never had a bit of bad fucking stuff in there, you know. I think it's because most people that are in there would headbutt someone. So it's like having a load of lions in it. The lions never eat each other, do they? Because they know the other lion will eat them. So everyone's toeing the line because they do realise if they go to a trade show, they could get headbutted, which is not a bad thing because on Facebook, there's a lot of cunts that aren't like that, isn't there? Can
There
you tell we're
is.
unsponsored because I've said cunt 4 times in this video so far
Well,
this
we
video.
could do whatever we want, because yeah, at the
Whatever we
moment we're not
want, but
sponsored.
we can't say some things.
No, because it's YouTube.
Yeah, and we're not that desperate for the 11 quid we could get off this video, you cunts.
11 quid. Are you joking? About £3.60. But on that note, I believe that is a successful podcast for us. First one back in a long time. Both of us completely out of shape when it comes to hosting a podcast. But we got through it, mate. We got through it. And it's
I'm
very
not doing
nice
every
to be
week as
back.
well, so people know. I'm not doing every week. I'll do
No,
it when I can.
it might not be every week.
It might
Like,
not be every week. Sam might do one with someone. I might even do one with someone without Sam here.
exactly.
We're very fluid now in what we do, so anything could happen.
End
We
of
ain't gonna
fluid.
both be here. That's just fucking. We are cancelled. I could turn up dressed as a woman. In fact, I've got to go and use the girls' toilet because that's the way I'm inclined now.
I really need the toilet. So on that note,
You piss outside your shed. Don't give that bollocks.
not now. It's in the afternoon.
I'm gonna go because I've got to pick my lad up in about 15 minutes from the nursery, so I need to go as well. It's the nursery where my lad goes. You know what I mean? Nothing weird. We are unsponsored. We are pushing the boundaries here.
But listen, Electricity Podcast. We are out.